What up, YouTube? We back at it again. I'm doing some red. My eyes are like bloodshot. I just put eye drops in, so I'm not high as fuck. I promise. Do me a favor if you're new to my channel. If you're not new to my channel, run over to Ren's page and support that man. Subscribe to him. Listen to his content. Always support the artist. My man's number one on the charts right now. For now, ahead of the Stones. Can you imagine, like, growing up in like not really knowing what's going to happen in your life, and then one day, I mean, he was talking about it. If you don't follow him on IG, you should peep his stories a little bit. But um, he was talking about it a little bit, like, just he couldn't hardly even understand or grasp kind of what that meant. The Stones. Come on. If you like what I do, like over there, please comment down below, and subscribe. So, man, you guys thought I disappeared. I've been battling. I've had like 3 videos entirely blocked today. I haven't been not doing them. The YouTube's not even videos that should be blocked. Um, YouTube's got a thing for me. If this gets blocked, I'm driving to Google headquarters and I'm having a conversation with somebody. Yeah, you hear that, Google? I got Google machines everywhere. There's one right behind me. Hear that? Yeah, you're listening to me. I know it. That's a threat and a promise. Fuck you guys. We got Ren Depression. I'm just going right through his list. This is the perfect song to get into when I want to get in a good mood. Um, I don't think I've ever heard this all the way through, but I kind of could figure out what it's about. I think it was posted 5 years ago. I think we all know what kind of was going on in Ren's life 5 years ago. So I looked on his channel. Ren has 140 videos or something to that effect posted. That's just his channel, I think. I could be way wrong, but I think it said 140 some odd videos, right? Um, I've reacted to 91 total Ren videos. Um, Now, with that said, I've still got a lot to do because a lot of those might have been Big Push or Trick the Fox or from somewhere else. And I tag them as Ren's, but that's a lot of videos. I'm gonna do something. Maybe I do some sort of montage for 100. I'm wasting a shit ton of your time. Let's go.
My thought patterns are composed by a time bomb for an author. Like
Whoa, he's gonna get deep right now. This light is killing me. I'm sorry. You're gonna see a little less of me in a second here. It's right in my face, and it's making me see circles. My apologies. Um, my thought patterns are composed like a time bomb for an author. He's just coming out swinging. Basically, like, the way I think is just it's a fucking minefield, and it just you have no idea when it's going to explode.
like pigs to the slaughter. Symphony of self-doubt
Pigs to the slaughter, like I said, the unknown. You don't know. They have no idea. I'm going to die.
sings out, breath starts
Hold
getting
on. I do pause. Y'all already know that though.
like pigs to the slaughter. Symphony of self-doubt sings out, breath starts getting shorter. Running water is the state that I wish to become. Instead, concrete envelops my movement and I'm rendered deafened.
Oh, that's powerful. Running water is the state I hope to become. Is that what he said? Instead, concrete envelops my movement and I'm rendered deaf and dumb. Um, so you have concrete, which is just you get them in bags of powder, or if you're doing it in larger scale, larger bags of powder, on crates and whatnot. But ultimately, what it is, when mixed, you see those mixers that spin and spin and spin. You see the trucks go by, they're spin and spin and spin. When mixed, it thickens, right? And it's saying it renders them deaf and dumb. So it basically is taking what should be fluid from a mindset, fluid and running water. Water is clear, fluid and clear in his head, and making it a sludge that's essentially oozing out of making him deaf and dumb. Just now, he can't hear. He's deaf. He's dumb. He can't speak. It's just basically it's like he said. It's enveloped. It's taken over his mindset. Um, and concrete moves a lot slower, and it's also a lot harder to get through to. So as far as anybody getting in and trying to help, a tougher nut to crack than some crystal clear water.
Dumb, unable to heed the advice of others. Don't tell me things will get better.
Yeah, like I just said, unable to heed the advice of others.
Cause so far things haven't gotten better. I've got the sweater, poster child, bipolar, ADHD, therapist, wet dream.
Hold on. Unable to heed the advice of others. Don't tell me things will get better, because so far things haven't gotten. So, um, it's one thing to say things are going to get better. There's always a light. Look on the bright side. I mean, you could throw cliche after cliche, and words on words of positivity at somebody that's been beaten down so many times. They're just not listening. That's the concrete. It's calloused. There's scars there. You're not gonna get through. It's like, really, it's gonna get better. You know that how? Fuck you, right? And then he said, I've got the sweater. Um,
I've got the sweater,
Poster child, bipolar, ADHD, therapist, wet dream. So basically, like, I am the epitome of so therapists make money off of repeat clientele and the hours that you spend with them. Um, they're paid hourly, right? Um, you don't put a therapist on retainer, unless you're doing a once a week visit, check in, whatever. It's usually, but still, it's based on a fixed hourly cost. Um, Poster child, bipolar, ADHD, so all these issues that he has, and there's more than just that he's probably been told he has. Obviously, the therapist would be like, "Yeah, I've got this kid's my fucking retirement plan. All right."
poster child, bipolar, ADHD, therapist, wet dream. I don't want to talk about my father. I don't want to talk about my dead friend. I don't.
And that's the thing. Therapists, they like, it's forcibly like, let's dive deep into your feelings and figure out like what fucked you up mentally, and you're just like, dude, like, how can you even possibly relate to or help out? I don't need to. We don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about this shit. Like, you're just gonna make me sad. You're gonna try to teach me how to cope with it. I get it. I understand what you're doing. Um, but the 15 people I talked to before you tried to do the same thing. People that know and love me. You don't know a damn thing about me. You want to talk about my dead friend. You want to talk about my father. You gotta earn that conversation with trust.
I don't want to talk about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself and realizing that talking about myself never ever helps. Still, I call for help because I really want help. But the pills didn't seem to help, and the therapist didn't seem to help. But still, I want help.
It's that. It's the pain of not even knowing where to turn. Right? You're trying whatever access points you're told to try. Nothing's guaranteed. Pills and therapists sure as shit aren't. Um, it's it's yeah, it's tough to find the right medicine. I'm not talking literally about medicine, just more figuratively. It's tough to find the right cure for the right situation for the right person. It's almost like a chemical equation of trial and error of you have to keep trying different things until like something starts to make you feel a little bit better. And some people just run out of patience with that trying. And that's what he's saying. I still want help. That he comes back to it, but I still want help. I've tried this. I've tried this. I've tried that. I've tried that. I don't want to talk. I just need to figure this out, right? And he's apparently no one can really figure him out at this point.
I've danced with the devil in hell. I've sat in a prisonless cell.
I love that. I've danced with the devil in hell. I've sat in a prisonless cell. I didn't do anything wrong to get into a prison, but I am confined, and I've felt like I am imprisoned in a cell, but I didn't deserve being here. I've been alone, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no way to help myself. So essentially, spending most of your time in a room learning guitar on YouTube and fucking around with music, and that becomes your outlet and your sort of friend that you turn to. That's you could equate that to at least prisoners get to get out and interact. It's a different, very different with some sort of social interactions than just being. But I get that. I've sat in a prisonless cell. I've danced with the devil in hell. It's a powerful line.
And here I always dwell, in this prison in myself. I do this thing where my mind travels back to the golden age. You know those times where you were carefree and everything was golden? The golden age. You know those times where everything was golden, where you were carefree and everything was golden? The hardest thing I ever had to do was come to terms with the fact that that time never really existed.
Yeah. So everybody, it's commonality that everybody will always sort of refer back to, or like try to remember, or embellish within their minds, or convince themselves that that times were good here, or times were good here, or times are good here, and it's always looking at a different time in the past, rather than addressing the present and hoping for that in the future, or creating that for yourself in the future. It's one of the things with like getting old. You realize like, oh, my great years are past. Man, fuck all that. You can create greatness wherever you want, but that's a mindset. That's not, and you have to have the right things in place to create that. Sure, and you have to be in the right mental space to create that. Sure, but that's, look at the title of the name of the song. It's depression. You get to a point where and a lot of people, if they look back, some people can't find golden years. A lot of us probably should really consider ourselves blessed that we could even point to a few examples that, like, man, those were the days. I really enjoyed my 20s. I don't remember my 20s actually, but I'm sure I enjoyed them. There's pictures somewhere to prove it.
I've always felt so fucking detached and broken, bruised and mismatched. Find it hard to relax, living under.
Wow, we just changed the melody up entirely.
Broken, bruised and mismatched. Find it hard to relax, living under the cracks. Tried to fill in the gaps, lying here on my back. Still, I can't find it. Sense of peace in my mind declined it. Pulse increase and my sweat combines with a feeling so deep I fall inside it.
See, now he's deep in thought though. Now at least he's progressing from a mindful awareness standpoint. And he's like pensive. He says he's laying on his back, and he's coming up with like some sort of deep rooted thoughts. So it's, and then the melody's kicking in, somewhat flirting with the idea of being somewhat upbeat.
Depression, I hate you. Depression, your constant oppression.
And the piano kicks in with a little bit more of an upbeat vibe, but the words, the lyrics are still very dark. I hate you, oppression. Respond with aggression. It's
Respond with aggression. They say depression brings you lessons. Constant stressing conceals blessings. You will grow in broken settings. Fuck those lessons. Fuck depression.
And that's another thing. And sorry, I'm pausing a lot. I just I don't retain everything at the end. I can't do a reaction like that. People ask me to. My answer is no. I can't. Anyways, that's the thing though. Is they always say like, oh, the more times you get kicked down, the more times you stand up, and the more scars, the tougher you get, and et cetera, et cetera. Get up, rub some dirt on it, and you'll know how to get up easier the next time, and blah 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 blah. It's but it's just, he's just like, I'm just sick of hearing that shit. I appreciate your optimism and everybody that came before you. I'm over it though. I'd rather you just be real with me than just feed me fucking lines out of wonderful, glorious movies. Whatever.
I've been living in your shadow for so long that I forgot how I can shine, how I can find a refuge.
Hold on, Christopher Walken. I need more cowbell.
Conceals blessings. You will grow in broken settings. Fuck those lessons. Fuck depression. I've been living in your shadow for so long that I forgot how I can shine, how I can find a refuge in my mind. How am I meant to sit here and unwind? The planets align. I feel like I'm cursed. Feel like I'm cursed to just be here to hurt. Feel like I'm cursed to just be here to bleed. But my demons been feeling this way since birth.
And that's literally the definition of depression. You're in a state where you don't believe there is an out, right? You're cursed. Nothing's going to fix you. You've tried this, that, and the other thing. You've tried to be positive. You've tried to tell yourself, those lines that people told you. You've tried to wake up in the morning with a smile, get some coffee, maybe go on a run. Maybe I don't know, go check out some wildlife or something. You've tried everything, and it's depression's just it's a nagging bitch.
Depression, I hate you. 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 Depression.
Yeah, and then you break. But um, you look 5 years ago, and if you take a quick little, um, a series of photos or depiction or a nice little montage um, of what Ren's done since then and where he's at right now, and you show it to 5 years ago, Ren, I bet you could trigger some optimism. So I think I'm safe in saying that we're all very happy where he's at and where he's come, um, and that nothing hyper drastic happened to him and that he pushed on, because depression is a bitch, but it's I guess God gives the strongest of wills, um, to those who need it on purpose, and maybe an end game is how many people he's affecting and helping. Um, so that's you know that could be silver lining if there is, right? I think there is, but I'm an optimist, so I always like to see, how can you not be looking at his journey, right? Anyways, that's all I got. I talk too much. Like if you like, please comment down below. Subscribe. We'll catch you on the next.